Wonderful to see a lot of parents in the pleasant Sunday morning. Thank you, Dr. Shivranjani and Dr. Sharmila, for arranging this. There are a lot of neurological problems which makes parents anxious, but I chose only 4 topics today that are quite common and that trouble parents a lot. So one is the seizures. So any of your parents or family members have seizures, fits? Okay. Okay. So they can actually understand how much panic they undergo when someone has seizure, either at home or outside the home. So it's always good to be aware of the first aid. Even if you don't have any family member with seizures, when you are in a public space or elsewhere, it helps. So we'll discuss about first aid if a child is having a seizure. The second thing we'll discuss about the fainting. I'm sure a lot of yourself or one of your kids might have fainted one time or other. It's very common occurrence, especially at schools. So we'll see what can trigger fainting, how do you manage them. Then headaches. Okay, do all of you get headaches? Yes, I don't think there's anyone who doesn't have a headache. Yeah, so many times we ignore our own headaches and bother more about kids' headaches. So we'll discuss a little bit about them and very briefly about silent epidemic of 21st century, that is autism. So we'll discuss briefly about what are the red flag developmental milestones in children who might develop autism. Okay, so first coming to the first aid for seizures. So the most common type of seizures that makes us panic is the what is called GTCS, or generalized clonic seizures, where the child may be having stiffening of the limbs or jerking continuously. So what should you do if you witness any child having this? So there are 3 words that you need to remember: stay, safe, and side. Okay. So as highlighted here, what is stay? Stay with the person or the child. So this first aid holds true for even adults having seizures, not just for kids. So stay is nothing but just observe whether it is a brief seizure or going on for a longer time, how long it is taking. The person may need help once the seizure stops. So stay with the person. The second thing is safe. What is safe? So make sure that the person who is having a seizure, or child having seizure, is safe. That's when someone is having a jerking movements or a stiffening and in a very crampy place or a place where they may hurt themselves. Shift the child to a safe place or an open space where they don't hurt themselves. If there are tight clothes around the neck, tie around the neck, buttons are tightened, just loosen them and let the seizure stop. That is safe. So making sure that the person is safe and doesn't injure himself or herself during the seizure. The third thing is side. That is the recovery position, which I'll come to in a while. So stay with the person or child. Make sure that they are safe, they don't injure themselves, and the recovery position. When should you call for a health help or medical help or an ambulance? One, if the seizures are lasting more than 5 minutes, generally 90% of the times, either in children or adults, seizures tend to stop on their own within 2 to 3 minutes. If it lasts longer than 5 minutes, then you know this is not a usual thing to happen. You need medical help. Then if the seizures have stopped after 1-2 minutes, again coming back. So there are repeated seizures with gap. That's also not a good sign. So the child may need a medical help. Third, if the seizure has stopped, but the child has hurt himself, there are injuries either on the legs, hands, so they may need medical attention. Fourth thing, if there is breathing seems problem. So if the breathing doesn't look normal, even if the seizure has stopped, probably they need to be attended. So these are the 3-4 situations where you may have to call an ambulance or closest health facility. What you should not do. So what is the commonest thing people do when someone is having seizure? What do you do? Okay, so do you think it helps? No, so why do we do this? Okay, so although it's not harmful, but it doesn't help. Okay, so in olden days when there were no medical facilities, there's not much of knowledge about seizures, people used to think that keeping a metal thing in the hand stop the seizures. But fact is, most of the times, as I said, seizures stop on its own within 2-3 minutes. So by the time you panic, run for some metal thing, come back, keep it, it would have stopped anyway. Okay, so it's just a coincidence that it stops. So it doesn't help. Rather, stay with the child, see if the breathing is fine or not. The second thing that people do is, what is it? Try to hold, restrain. So if someone is jerking continuously, they try to hold it. Does it help? Doesn't. Okay. So because this is an involuntary movement which is going on because of irritation in the brain. So whether you hold it or not, it's not going to stop. So best thing is to keep them in a safe place where they don't hurt while the seizure is going on. So you don't need to restrain the child. Don't hold the hands or legs to restrain it. Third thing, don't put anything in the mouth. So many children have teeth clenching like this tight when the seizure is going on. So it doesn't harm them. Sometimes there may be tongue bites, but still, as much as possible, don't put your hands in the mouth. You may get bitten, and it doesn't help actually. So let the seizure stop. Only then you take care of the oral cavity or airway. Okay. So these are the things which you don't need to do. Next. So in those parents whose children or family members may already have a seizure or epilepsy, they may need to keep first aid at hand. So other than the general measures that you do, you also need to have a medication at hand which is readily available now. Most of the pharmacies with the doctor's prescription, you can get this spray. So this is the same medication which doctors would give you as an injection when you take your child to emergency room for seizures. So if someone is seizuring for more than 5 minutes, they give midazolam injection. So now the same medicine is in the form of a nasal spray. Earlier, there were what is called rectal suppositories, which were to be kept through the rectum, the anal route. So that's very cumbersome and very difficult to manage when the child is seizuring continuously. Luckily, it is widely available, this midazolam spray. You can speak to your pediatrician or whoever is treating your child to prescribe one. So while traveling or go shopping or anywhere else where you might anticipate a seizure, keep it handy. How do you use it? The dose I'm not going to tell because it varies based on the child's weight. So doctor will tell you how much to use for your child based on the weight. So always the spray bottle has to be upright. Many times the mistake parents do is child is lying down while the seizure is going on, so they keep the bottle like this. It doesn't help because the capillary, the tip of capillary has to touch the liquid. So keep the bottle upright and spray. This is just like any other spray bottle. So how many puffs on each side, that depends on the child's weight. So after the seizure stops, then you go to the recovery position. Next. So very simple 3 steps. Okay, child is unconscious. So right hand on the left shoulder, left hand extended, turn to side, slight extension of the neck and flexion of the right leg. So this is, the purpose is to see that the child's airway is safe till they come to consciousness. So, and you can clear the airway, check the breathing if the breathing is good or not. So this is the recovery position. So this has to be done after the seizure stops, not while the seizure is going on. Okay.